Let's talk about what is going on with Ford Maverick, Ford F-150, and Ford Bronco sales. Some Ford Broncos have been on dealer lots for 365 days. That's a long time, folks, especially when dealers have to pay a percentage. They pay interest on these vehicles generally that are sitting around in lots. So why are there Ford Mavericks for sale? Why are there a lot of Ford F-150s for sale? Let's explain all that, because there's some good and there's some bad to all of this, and there's actually some really good buyer's advice to get out of all of this. So let's go through that right here at Johnny's Car Care and Reviews. Right before we start, please do hit like, subscribe, turn bell notifications on. Otherwise, this is probably the only time you're gonna get this content suggested to you. So let's talk about price. Let's dive right in. All right, so let's start with the Ford Bronco. The Ford Bronco, some of these have been for sale for 365 days. That's good and bad. The good behind it is not very many people know this, but Ford Broncos right now have some of them, like the soft tops, if it's a 2023, has a $10,000 discount on it. That's a manufacturer's discount. Less if you're looking for a hard top, but this discount is huge. It's $4,000 or $5,000 for the hard top, but $10,000 off a 2023 Ford Bronco. Now, if you are looking at Badlands though, do keep in mind if it's a 2024, you do get this leather-like stitched dash, which I think is really nice. Let me know in the comments, and let's talk about the Ford F-150 as well as the Maverick in just a moment. But let's finish up what's going on with these Ford Broncos. There's 2023s for sale, there's 2024s for sale. Now the 2024s have a better interest rate on them, but I think a lot of the reason why some of these have been here for 365 days at certain dealers is because those dealers originally wanted markups, marked up the price, added on to the window sticker. Ford also, over the years since 2021, has increased the price of the Ford Bronco. So that has been a bit of an issue, but that's why, to make these move, Ford is offering really great interest rates on the 2024. Some months as low recently, some months as low as 0% interest on a 2024 purchase. And to add to that, to really help the scenario out, now, to help the scenario out for people that are looking to cash buy or can finance the vehicle themselves, like we said, 2023s will have $10,000 off the soft top. What really doesn't help though are that some dealers just aren't giving out this rebate. So I think there's this impression on the market that Broncos are really expensive because dealers added on to the price. Ford has added on to the price, but they have reduced the price to make these moves. So that's the good news. If you do find a dealer that is willing to give you the manufacturer's rebate, you're gonna get a huge rebate on these, either incredible, up to 0% interest on the 2024, or a big old whopping 10 grand, 10,000 off the soft top. So build it online to find out the true price before going into the dealer. And you can even call up the dealer and say, look, I built it online. This is the Bronco I'm looking for. Are you gonna do the $10,000 rebate? Or if it's 2024, are you gonna do the 0% rebate? Now let's leave the Maverick for last. Let's talk about the Ford F-150s, because this is a good story. Now, the Ford F-150s, there are a lot on lots, and some are gonna tell you that's because they're really not selling. That's really not the truth. Now, we do have Broncos. Yes, the prices are 60 to 87,000 Canadian, and that does make it a bit of a harder sale, but that's why the rebates are on. Well, same is true for the F-150s, because Ford is able to build a ton of them. They're still selling a ton. This year, they're gonna finish up the year somewhere between 700 to 850,000 F-150s sold in North America. Now, the best year was 2019 for these at almost 900,000. 2016 was about 820,000 units. And this year, Ford's gonna sell over 700,000 F-150s. Now, the reason they're able to get the sales up, it's actually good for the consumer. It's that recently, build it online, because the dealer should either be on a 2024, there's no 2023s left, but the dealer should either be offering you a huge discount, like $8,000 to $10,000 off, or 0% financing on the 2024s. Some dealers might still have 2023s left, but if you're financing, save thousands of dollars, get a 2024 at 0%. That 0% is going to be worth way more than the $10,000 or $12,000 discount. I know some dealers on Facebook right now are offering a $12,000 discount on a 2023, but if you're financing, getting the 2024 at 0% on 72 months is going to save you $17,000 to $19,000 in interest compared to that 2023. So at that point, I know I just had to pick out which F-150 I wanted. You know, you've got right here, let's take a look at these. So let's not talk about the Lightning for today, but let's talk about the STX model. The STX model is a fantastic model because, well, it looks really high end. You do have the shifter on the steering wheel column, so you got to live with the shifter on the steering wheel column, but it comes standard with a 12-inch screen, has a really nice interior. My favorite actually is the 201 STX. You get little colored trim here. This is the 200, so black trim and no dual exhaust in the back, and it's 67,935 Canadian, and you can either get an $8,000 rebate with this and higher interest rate, or if you're going to finance it, you know, that's a great option if you're going to lease it, but if you're going to finance it, I'd say go with the 0% on the 72 months. So no dual exhaust. You have dual exhaust on some of these trucks, like this one right here, a Lariat. If it was a Sport 302 XLT, it would not have the dual exhaust. Now the Tremor, I think it's an amazing bang for buck model. I truly believe in the Tremor model for retaining its value, for having fantastic suspension when it comes to comfort. And it has the dual exhaust, but if you're looking for dual exhaust and you don't want to buy an F-150 Raptor at, you know, roughly 111,000 Canadian, you can get it on the STX 201 package or the Lariat. You got an STX 67,000. This Lariat with dual exhaust. Now Lariat means you're getting all full leather, but 88,000. And yes, that would be hard to move, and Ford would be having trouble selling these. For the fantastic offer of either 0% or an $8,000 rebate on a 2024. So you might want to consider the Power Boost engine, which is the hybrid, but there is a extra charge for that. Now, real world experience, there's not much of a difference on the highway, but they're absolutely fantastic in town. You can get about 9-10 liters per 100 kilometers in town, when normally you do about 40% more fuel consumption, more fuel used when you're in town. Now here's a nice STX. You've got your dual right there. It's an STX 201. So this is something you might want to shop for. Now the shifter isn't between the two seats, and it doesn't have heated seats the way an XLT 302 does, but it's got a great black grille in the front, black wheel, a lot of style. Look at this. So you have the steering wheel. The shifter is on the steering wheel column, as you can see there. You can get them with a nice console. They're about roughly 67 to 70,000 Canadian. You got lights in the front. So really solid look. Looks a lot like an XLT. You got a Lariat there, you can tell by the LED lights. Looks a lot like an XLT, but an XLT would play somewhere around 79,275 if it's coming equipped with either the 5-liter engine or the 3.5-liter twin turbo V6 that has 500 pound-feet of torque. Now, a real trick for getting a great deal, if you're willing to live with a 5.5-foot box, you get an XLT 302 with black appearance package and a 2.7-liter twin turbo V6 that still has 400 pound-feet of torque. You're gonna get an incredible deal, because instead of 79,000 roughly Canadian, you're gonna pay 73,000 Canadian. That's a huge deal. All right, we finally have Ford Mavericks in stock, and I am thrilled. We've got several in stock. They do sell pretty decently. And if sales slow down on these and the lot gets filled up with them, it's gonna be because of the interest rate. The interest rate right now is in the 6th percentile, and Ford will reduce, or pretty much do a subvention, you could say, pay for a lower interest rate, offer a lower interest rate, which must cost them money, but they'll do that if they pile up too much. But so far, they're selling at about the speed they're coming in. So we've got 4 available right now, and yes, some of those are hybrids. Ford is actually sending us 4 in inventory, EcoBoost all-wheel drive, as well as the 2025 model of the Maverick is very exciting because you have an all-wheel drive hybrid version, and for that reason these might start to pile up. So you might, if you wait 3-4 months for the 25s to start coming in, you might start seeing 2024s at a lower interest rate. Now these are all roughly about 42,000 because they have the luxury package. Now, if you're watching this and you're in the States, know that the Canadian vehicles are quite a bit more expensive than your vehicle. So don't judge too hard when it comes to price. Build one online. Now, you should be able to get a Maverick with no dealer markup, with no dealer administration fees. You just need to call around, find a dealer that does business, what I think, in my opinion, is the right way to get the metal to move, not pay too much interest on these while they sit around. But the Maverick is a fantastic truck, and I can tell you the Ford Bronco, Marie and I have had 3, and they have been fantastic trucks, SUVs. We absolutely love them. We love the top down option. The soft top has been extremely good to us for the, well, winter of 21, winter of 22, winter of 23, and winter of, so three winters that we've run the Bronco soft top, and it's not an issue in regards to cold coming in or it not retaining the heat from the heating system. Ford heating systems, whether it's an F-150, Maverick, really Ford Bronco, Ford Ranger, any Ford model, the Ford heating systems are fantastic. The sound systems are generally excellent to good. In the Bronco, it's okay, it does the job, but in these Tremors, the sound system is incredible. And I can tell you the sound systems in your even STX or XL Ford F-150, very nice sound system. You won't be disappointed. The important part is to test drive them, make sure that you like it. Who cares what reviewers have to say about a vehicle if you and then don't like it? So please test drive these vehicles. If you are expecting a better deal on a Maverick, you can just hope that they'll still be 2024s in 3 to 4 months when the 2025s are in. If some 2025 inventory can actually stack up, it'll be 3 to 6 months. Then you would see if they have stacked up a few 2025s and a lot of 24s are remaining, then you can expect to get a much better deal on a Ford Maverick than what you can get right now. Because what you can get right now should be the window sticker price. There's not a lot of play on these vehicles. There's not a lot of dealer, very, very little dealer revenue on these vehicles. Dealers have overhead, they have costs, they have interest to pay on these vehicles, so there's very little to do with a Ford Maverick. However, the interest rate may very well come down, or Ford might offer rebates, and I think they will, either rebates or
better interest
rate offers like they have on the Ford F-150 and the Ford Bronco. If those 2025, there's some inventory of 2025 and remaining 24s, then you can expect to get a fantastic deal on a 2024 Ford Maverick, which I think personally, I owned one, Marie owned one, I drove it. I think it's a fantastic right-sized truck. But if you're looking for, and I think so far they've got fantastic resale, but I really like Ford F-150s, Ford Bronco, so stay tuned to the channel. Bell notifications on so you actually get to catch that video. We'll tell you exactly a little bit of a 15-month review on the Ford Bronco, everything that we loved, really all its little quirks, the things we didn't like so much, and the things we absolutely loved, our overall opinion, would we ever buy one again, and all that. That'll all be covered, what we had repaired on the vehicle, our little toys that we added to it. So we'll cover all that in an upcoming episode. I hope you'll catch it. Please help this small family business out. Help feed and dress those poodles by subscribing and turning bell notifications on. Thank you so much to the members to giving extra support to the channel. Until next time, I hope you get to put the pedal to the metal. Take care, folks.